This week on the channel, I've got some match coverage content headed your way, but with this particular video, we're going to show you guys how to improve your match coverage just with positional placement of your safeties. This is one of the bigger things that a lot of players don't know about effective match coverage, and it can help shut down some of the most popular metas in competitive Madden. What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. And match coverage is one of those coverages where you know what you're doing, but sometimes your opponent can still throw routes that you would think need to be guarded by the match rules that you're playing.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Unbeknownst to a lot of players, the positioning of your safety makes a huge difference when you are playing match coverage because match coverage is based off of landmarks. The cool thing about this type of coverage is that it's zone coverage when it needs to be, but it converts to man-to-man when a vertical attacking threat enters their area. So what I want to show you guys here is a couple of examples of how you guys can play better man coverage, or really better match coverage, by just moving your safety a little bit, and your opponent shouldn't really be any the wiser as to what you're intending to do. So let's take the field here first and foremost with a bunch meta. To make this tip work, you're going to want to make sure that your match coverage is on. Base align is something I will run to disguise my coverage, but that's up to you. I'm going to call quarters. Now, as we just talked about, match coverage is something where if you're playing zone and a vertical attacking threat enters your area, you convert from zone into man-to-man and you carry that route wherever it goes, and you're going to stay in man-to-man on that player. And what you'll see here with some of these bunch sets is that when we run these corner routes, we are expecting the safety to match. However, you're going to be able to freeform those balls over the top of where they are, and it's going to prevent them from making an animation on the football, even though it looks like, dang, they were all over that route. But there's a reason why. In match coverage, the inside quarter is responsible for matching the number 2 receiver in a spread type set. Because we've done a motion out here, you can see that we are technically in spread, with the outside receiver being the number 1 receiver, Justin Jefferson being the number 2 receiver, and Rob Gronkowski being the number 3 receiver. Deion Sanders' combine item, known as Leon Sandcastle, is a safety item, and he's going to be playing match on number 2 if they stay vertical. So in this particular play, the ball is snapped. You're going to see that we're going to backpedal. This is our zone drop. And only when this corner route gets to about a landmark of about 7 yards, does the match safety say, okay, I need to play man-to-man coverage, and he turns his hips and runs with this as if he's in pure man-to-man. But because of this separation, if you can kind of tell right here, once he realizes right here, this is man-to-man, look at the gap that exists between Leon and Jefferson. If we actually take a look at that, that's a good 6.5, 7 yards, give or take. And that separation is what allows people to freeform, especially if they're using a gunslinger quarterback with pass lead elite, this ball over their head and outside, away from any animation coverage that we would expect. Now, from a defensive point of view, you're probably saying this is good defense, and it is, except for the minor detail of this guy just being about a half step too far away when he matches in man coverage. So what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze that gap down. So with our defense, when we're facing this, what we're going to do is we're going to take our safeties down a step or two. You see that with a typical base alignment, they're lined up, ball spotted right here on the 40.5 line. Our guys are spotted up around the basically 47.5. You can do the math on that. It's about 12 yards, give or take. And what you're going to want to do with these guys is just kind of walk them down, especially on the side where you think the corner route is going to. So we're just going to walk him down just to about 9 yards, 8 or 9 yards. You do the same right here. Now, to most players, what they're going to think, especially when you're facing tight or even a bunch set, is, oh, he's walking the safety down because he doesn't want me to high ball quick down the seam. And that's true as well, but really what we're doing this for is to make it so that when our player runs the vertical route and the safety is like, oh, snap, I need to convert into man-to-man on him, he's closer to the route, which allows him to stay stickier to the route. So now when we snap this ball, you see that Deion converts into man-to-man a lot closer, and he can make a better play on this ball because he's not playing man-to-man or converting from man-to-man from 7 yards away. If you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you guys do me a quick favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment below to help push this video out in the algorithm. If you guys want more in-depth, detailed teachings of Madden 23, you guys can check out my strategy website, www.gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 unlocks the entire website. That's all of my offensive and defensive game plans, weekly vault content dated back to August when the game launched, and access to a members-only Discord where we have lab sessions every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time at no additional cost. So we can see right here as we snap this ball, when this corner route hits the landmark to convert to match coverage, look how Dion is actually on top of this route. Look how he's only about 2 steps away. But in the previous example, we had the guy about 6.5, 7 yards away. Right here, this is a gap of about 3 yards, 4 yards at the most, which makes him able to stick to this route much more effectively. And then when that freeform happens, he's now in a spot where he can animate underneath this, even though our play call is no different on this snap than the snap where we gave up the completion. It's all about positioning and being tighter to the route when you convert in man-to-man coverage. So if you guys are struggling with preventing people from running these corner routes that beat match coverage, moving those safeties up a step or so would be really, really big for you guys at stopping this particular meta, whether it's gun bunch or gun tight. That is today's video, guys. If you guys liked it, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. We'll see you guys a little bit later this afternoon with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.